rebuilt.
Yeah, but I was talking Himes off
the
air.
Ravens, like you just said. Yeah, like,
and it's like the Andy Reid coaching tree needs some respect on its name. Yeah,
the Colts.
Not really the Colts.
Why not the Colts? The Colts are 6-6 after losing a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Wait, did you just say Andrew Luck is a Hall of Fame quarterback?
He's a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. I don't know if he'll actually. He probably won't get there, but if he would have kept playing another 5 years, definitely.
Maybe.
No, 100%. He would have made it. Assuming he actually played his shoulder, and his shoulders are.
That's what I'm saying.
Concussion or
we don't know.
Knees.
He's in the same boat as Eli Manning, and Eli Manning's getting the Hall of Fame.
Eli's in just based off
if you took name and cachet out and just put up stats.
But that's Hall of Fame. That's Hall of Fame. It's not Hall of Elite, Hall of Good. It's Hall of Fame.
So
like,
how come more
that
Raiders?
is infamy.
How come
that
more,
is fame.
So
that
how come more
like,
Raiders aren't in then? How come Jim Plunkett's not in yet?
Because it's not Hall of Infamy.
But fame's in the name.
It's not. Yeah, but fame isn't the same as infamy.
Okay, so do you think more Raiders should be in the Hall of Fame?
Of course.
Cliff Branch?
Of course.
Probably not.
All right, man. Let's move on to the playoff picture.
I'm just saying, just planting a seed.
So right now, the AFC breaks down to this: the Patriots are in.
The Ravens have the number 1 overall seed because New England lost to Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Shout out to the Texans, man.
The Chiefs are in.
You didn't even have to hit a button for that one.
And the AFC South is still pretty wide open.
And the Buffalo Bills are like 9-3.
But basically, the Texans, the Titans, the Colts are all 1 and 2 games apart. And then, of course, you have the Bills in the other wild card.
They pretty much have the 5th seed locked up. They just have to not choke.
And the Raiders are like basically tied for the 2nd spot out of the playoffs. So essentially, the Raiders play the Titans this week. So if the Raiders lose, they're done.
Shout out to Derrick Henry for the Titans. Shout out to the Titans for just saying, you know what we should do? Just give the ball to our really good running back, who you just have to give the ball to. And now he's like top 5 in the NFL in rushing or close to it. But Nick Chubb leads the league in rushing.
So pretty much the first 5 spots are locked up. After that, it's the Steelers, the Titans, the Colts, and the Raiders all essentially playing for that final spot. The Titans and the Steelers are tied for it right now. So
Colts are done because Adam Vinatieri can't make field goals.
Well, they still have losses on their schedule because I think they still play the Texans.
Adam Vinatieri can't make field goals anymore. He's missed like 11 kicks this year.
Okay, I'm sorry. They play the Saints. They play the Saints, which is a loss.
That's a loss.
And then they have the Panthers, Jaguars, and Buccaneers. Any 3 of those games could go either way, just depending on how they show up. And then the Titans have the Raiders, which who knows? They could be a blowout, could not. They also have the Saints, and then they're the ones who have the Texans again. So they could easily get 3 losses, or they could go 2-1. And then the Steelers have the Cardinals, which is a win.
They have their
Bills, which could be a loss. The Jets could go either way depending on who shows up, and the Ravens. So they could have 2 to 3 losses too. So essentially, what I'm saying is the Raiders still have a shot. They just have to win out.
Do they though?
They have a shot.
Can they stop the run?
I don't know. They probably won't do anything. I think that's the question I was going to ask.
Tennessee's receivers are nice, bro.
That's the question I was going to ask. Out of all those teams that are still in it for that final wild card spot, which one actually has a chance to make noise?
Steelers control their own destiny as far as I'm concerned.
But I'm saying in terms of because they still have the Ravens.
If the Steelers win out,
they have to beat the Ravens,
and
they have to beat the Ravens.
Yeah, if they control their own destiny,
they have to beat the Ravens.
The Raiders can't beat the Steelers even if they played.
They have to beat they beat them last year. They have to beat the Ravens and the Bills. If they beat the Ravens and the Bills.
Think about this. The Bills are what? 9-3? So let's say they lose to the Patriots again. Let's say they end up 12-4 as a 5th seed. Hypothetically speaking, let's just say that happens. The Jets are terrible.
Well, the Bills have the Ravens.
The Dolphins are terrible.
The Bills could lose out too because the Bills still have the Ravens. The Bills have
tell me who the
Bills have the Ravens, the Steelers, the Pats, and the Jets. So they could lose out. Honestly,
that's 11-5, best case scenario.
But even then, they would still be in. Even then, they would still be in.
The Jets,
even
right?
if they lose 2, they're still in.
Yeah, but if they beat the Steelers, that's a notch on the Steelers' belt.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying, because the Steelers are like they can't overcome the Bills for the 5th seat.
No, they can't.
Buffalo just loses
unless
out.
they beat the Bills. Unless they lose out.
But even then, Buffalo gets to 10 games, somehow shocks the Patriots.
But what I'm saying is, out of all those teams still left between the Steelers, the
Titans
Colts,
could
the
steal
Titans,
one. The Titans could just somehow
I think they could
sneak
too.
into the playoffs.
I think they could too, just because they have a solid running game and they have a good defense.
Yeah, like that. That's the way I see it. It could straight up just come down to, okay, the Steelers are playing with house money because their defense is playing lights out. But
well, because nobody expected the Steelers to be anything, especially once
Big Ben went down.
Yeah, nobody expected them to be anything.
And the Mika Fitzpatrick trade helped shape their defense for the next 10 years. Look who they have on the Steelers defense. They have stars at every level.
Finally, it only took them a decade.
Yeah.
Literally a decade.
Literally
like 8 years.
Mika Fitzpatrick in the secondary, so the corners or whatever. Linebacker, you damn near have like 3 guys who are set in stone. I mean, Bud Dupree's whatever. But you have TJ Watt.
You really take any chance you can to take a shot at Bud Dupree. I really don't know why.
On God.
What did that man ever do to you?
Be a bust out of Kentucky. He broke my heart.
He's not a bust.
He's a bust.
He's not a bust.
How many sacks he got this year?
He was what, the 17th pick?
Something like that. How many sacks he got?
I don't even know.
Google Bud Dupree.
I'm already Googling like 7 other things. You got your phone on your home screen. You Google it.
No, because if I tell you.
What the fuck am I, your producer?
Probably, yeah.
No, shut your ass up.
But anyway, no, Bud Dupree.
Do your own research.
Has never had 10 sacks in the season.
Stats and info.
Bud Dupree's never had 10 sacks in the season. I think he came close one time, and he maybe had like 8.5.
All right,
so it's like you have Devin Bush. I'm forgetting the other inside linebacker's name, but he's good too. And TJ Watt. 2 stars right there.
Okay.
And their whole D-line is nice.
Cool.
So
I agreed with you like 7 points ago.
No, but I'm saying...
yeah, the Steelers have a good defense.
That offense, like, I don't know... Like, Mason Rudolph is trash. This Duck dude is pretty much... it really could just be the Titans to steal. Because I don't think the Colts can't make field goals. So it really comes down to the Titans again, and no one...
But if they lose to the Raiders this week, then all bets are off.
But the Raiders might just lose out, so then that just defeats them beating the Titans.
Nah, they can win.
Pete said they have a shot, though.
They have to win out. They have to beat the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Titans and the Jaguars.
See, I don't trust.
So it is. Those are all.
But
pretty
after
much,
Loki, like after that game that I saw by the Chiefs,
they got the dog shit beat out of them 2 weeks in a row. Which we'll get to later.
What was that, 49?
Yep.
40-9.
All right, man. So in the NFC, it's a lot better picture. Like
some scary ass teams.
You got the Seahawks,
Minnesota
49ers battling it out for the NFC West crown. So pretty much 2 of those teams are going to get in. And then you got the Packers who are in. But they're only a game ahead of the Vikings. They're only 2 games ahead of the Bears, so that's still up for grabs. And then the Saints are locked in, 10-2. The South is sorry. Then you got the Cowboys and Eagles. Neither of them want to make the playoffs. They're just fighting to see who can not make it. Which,
by the way, I really think that they need to change the playoff format. I think if you win your division, but you don't have the 4th, like you don't have a better record than the 2 wild card teams, the highest wild card team. And she gonna be like,
okay,
you win your division.
This is like a 30-year-old take.
Yeah, I'm still mad about it.
I'm all over this take
because it's stupid. The Cowboys should not get a home playoff game.
If anything, the NFL playoffs should be eight seeds. Why is it not 8 seeds?
Because then
basketball's 8, and they have 2 less teams.
It would just become college football.
Actually, it would be better than college football because the 8 best teams will play. College football doesn't even do that.
College football would have to adopt that.
I don't have to get to that point because that point is tired.
But college football would have to adopt a larger playoff system if the NFL did.
Anyways.
So they're not going to do that. By the way, Bud Dupree actually has 8.5 sacks this year, which is a career high.
So essentially, the last wild card spot comes down to the Vikings, who are in it right now at 8-4.
8-4? Oh, okay.
8-4. And then you got the Rams at 7-5, so they're a game out. And then you got the Bears at 7-6, or a game and a half out.
How are the Bears?
Because they won today. They beat the Cowboys.
I know, but it's like they're so bad on offense. Like, I feel like the Lions game as a win shouldn't even count.
The Lions aren't that bad. They're not as bad as their record indicates. Like, honestly, they're probably the best 3-8 team.
How many times have we both laughed in each other's faces when we said somebody's the best 3 at anything? The Raiders were the best 4-12 team of the decade. The Lions were the best 0-16 team ever.
You're not wrong about that one.
The Lions were the best 0-16 team ever. They fought their asses off in every game.
I don't know, man. I think that 1-15 Dolphins team could have beat them.
That one with Cleo Lemon? That 1-15 Dolphins team was a miracle in Madden. You fuck around and lose to them, and you just be mad. You're like, I want to restart my whole season.
So between the Vikings, the Bears, the Rams, what team actually has the most Super Bowl potential out of those three?
Still the Vikings. If you take out the Dalvin Cook shoulder injury early in that game and the fact that Kirk Cousins is just like the dollar store version of Tony Romo.
I feel bad for the Packers because honestly, the Packers are probably going to have to see either the Vikings, the Seahawks, or the 49ers.
Yeah, they're going to see all the toughest
out.
Teams.
They're going to see one of those teams in the first round and get their ass bounced.
No, I mean, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers just needs to trust the run game.
But I don't even think they want to see the Vikings in the first round of the wild card.
Of course
you don't want to see your
That's
rival for the third time.
It's like you two are going to beat the shit out of each other. You're going to be exhausted for the next game.
Like, there's no winner of that game. There's no winner of that game.
It's just you're going to get fed to the Saints.
Like, whoever goes there is going to get ran out the dome.
You're getting fed to the Saints.
You're going to get ran out the Superdome. Like,
and if you don't get ran out by the Saints, you're getting run out by Seattle or San Francisco.
49ers, yeah.
Nah, I think San Francisco.
For all the white tech bros.
San Francisco does not.
Either way, you got a tech bro home game.
I don't think San Francisco wants to see the Packers twice.
Nah.
And you don't want to see Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. You don't want to see that man angry. But I think the Rams, honestly, are just going to miss the playoffs. I don't see them making it.
All right, man. So on that note,
Minnesota choking that hard.
We got to get to the college football news.
Oh, God.
A lot of stuff happening there, obviously.
Ooh.
Championship week, championship games, Pac-12 championship.
Big 12 championship, American Conference championship, even though technically...
what championship game are you most likely to actually sit down and watch and like look forward to?
Damn, because the ACC one looks really good. With Clemson and Virginia. Virginia's ranked. They beat Virginia Tech for the first time in like 10 years. Some crazy. I didn't hear what he said. What?
I didn't hear what he said either.
I just knew it was funny. I just looked in the direction like, oh, okay. But yeah, shout out to Bryce Perkins, ASU transfer, and now one of the best Virginia quarterbacks since probably Matt Schaub. But this dude runs for like 1,000 yards a season. But yeah, so, and Bronco Mendenhall, former BYU coach, he's turned around Virginia football, and they're 9-3, and they're gonna play third-ranked Clemson and get their shit kicked in because Clemson is like on all cylinders and mad at everybody.
Has Virginia been relevant since Chris Long?
Yeah, a couple times. You haven't been paying attention. It's fine. You don't care. You only cared when like Dwayne Brown went there when he played guard and tackle. But by the way, I think it's Bryce Hall.
You thought Dwayne Brown was going to be a bust.
I did, because I didn't know what they were going to play him. I did not. I thought they were going to play him at guard.
You think 90% of O-linemen in the first round are going to be bust?
No, it depends on the school. Tell me what school, and I'll tell you if they're a bust
Iowa.
or not. I would not take
50-50.
I'm never taking like
50-50. Iowa's 50-50.
Nah, it's like 60-40.
60-40.
If they're a tackle who's really good, you might have to bump him down to guard, and then you'll be satisfied. Like,
all right, man, we got 20 minutes, so you got a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah, this will be pretty easy to do. So Auburn beat Nick Saban's ass in the Iron Bowl.
Knocked him out of the playoffs.
Really, that might be the greatest rivalry game, honestly, because it's usually either for a national title implication or just good old fashioned.
That's a hot take.
Just Southern hatred. No, like I really mean that. That's when by the way, shout out